see the blues and the blacks are going together, so they don't really branch out to there. There's a little bit there. I don't think a blue would go down there. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be the lighter brown. So I'm gonna give that a lighter brown. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in the event of there not being a number there. And hopefully, when the picture's done, it's gonna look like it was always meant to be there. But yeah, imagine like the X Factor, where they turned around and said to everybody, okay, we want everybody who can actually sing, right? And then they only put them in the running. You know, you could have an argument, well, then at least that way, then we'd get people that could sing and not the idiots and whatever else. And yeah, you could do that, but then you wouldn't be able to find that one person that doesn't think that they could sing. So they just turn around and say, okay, well, no, I can't really sing, so I'll just go. When they actually can. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I feel like I'm making sense to me, but that would be a really easy thing to do because I think everything I say is golden. I don't, but you know, you get what I mean. I'm kind of curious to what everybody else thinks. You know, I'm not trying to stir up the pot. I'm not trying to stir up controversy. I'm not trying to make people put comments down there and whatever else, even though they do genuinely help, because the algorithms that set in place is the more people that notice your videos, the more people that say something on your videos, the more that the algorithm actually pushes your videos out to a wider audience. But genuinely on this particular one, I'm not doing it for that. I'm literally just curious to see what other people think. And then, you know, what kind of proves my point is clickbait. You know, when you put up the thumbnails that and you say something that's very cleverly worded so that, you know, it makes you think, well, what does he mean? You know, what is the video about? Well, that sounds interesting. I wonder what their take is on it because they've said this, you know, and then you're clickbaited into going into it. And then usually it turns out to be exactly that, just clickbait. The video actually has no real substance. It's just that, you know, they've cleverly worded something, whether they've done it or they've used chat GBT or whatever it is. And then whether you like it or not, you've added a view to that video. And I could do the same thing. I mean, there's probably people out there saying, well, you know, just do the same thing and shut up moaning about it. But I don't want to use those kind of tactics. You know, I mean, look at Sniper Wolf, for argument's sake. She's been using the most diabolical tactics for years, made millions off of it, right? Become incredibly successful by being a really, dare I say it, a shitty person. And now because somebody has had the time, the dedication, the know-how to say, do you know what, this has got to stop. You can't keep on doing this. It's not fair, right? Jack's Films to put it right. But the thing is that YouTube and whoever else didn't step in and turn around and say, actually, Sniper Wolf, you're very good and whatever else, but what you're doing here isn't fair. No, because quite frankly, and you can't, again, you can blame them, but you can understand it. They're making huge amounts of money. You're not going to tell people don't make money off of something. You know, you're just going to make that money until you can't make that money anymore, and then you'll move on to the next thing that makes you money. And the only people that actually care are people that actually care, I guess. I think my biggest issue is that because I'm of a certain age, I mean, I'm 48 now. I've been on the world for a fair bit of time, and I can kind of see this stuff happening, and I also understand why it's happening. Like I said, it's money, you know. But I suppose, if anything, I'm actually proving that nice guys really do finish last. I should probably title this as "Nice Guys Probably Do Finish Last." Because it's true. Unless you're prepared to be ruthless or to do something that's potentially shady or whatever else, you're not really going to make it. Because it's funny, you know, the nice people out there, the people that are...
Supplies!
Oh, hello. Mr. Studders, how you doing? Are you back in this country or are you in another one? The nice people in this world that actually do care, they never get anywhere. But yet the people with the agendas and everything else, they're the ones that are earning millions. And I'm sorry, as much as I would love to be rich, as I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, would love to be, I'm not prepared to be that guy to gain those millions. I'm not. I think the only one that I actually like so far really is Mr. Beast, and I've only just really been introduced to him for a very short while, and I see all of this anger and aggression and the things that he's called and whatever else for literally doing something that's changed people's lives. And the thing is that you can have a go at him and you can turn around and say, oh, you're doing this to get revenue from this and that, and you're using people suffering for your own advantage and whatever. And quite possibly you are correct. I'm not even going to turn around and say that you're not. But the thing is that he's trying to pay it forward to the people that need it most. Why attack him for that? I don't see people publicly out here, you know, constantly saying about Sniper Wolf. Well, to be fair, I do now, because everybody's jumped on the bandwagon. It's like, oh, it's okay to really attack her now, to say like how bad she is and how disgusting it is and whatever else. But you weren't doing it before when she's been doing it for ages. No, because now if you mention Sniper Wolf in your title, you basically guaranteed a click, because everybody wants to know. Everybody enjoys watching somebody being pulled down. You know, everybody enjoys that, and I really don't understand why. I know I'm probably sounding like a boring old man, and I do apologise if that's the way I'm coming across. I don't know. I've woken up today and I'm in that mood where it's like I don't understand most of the world. I've just gonna put that away. No, I'm doing that. That is another thing that I actually do. I do think a lot about the world and stuff when I'm painting. I think that I find the time to just. I've done that wrong, haven't I? Balls. Anyway, well, I know that's a 5. This is the one that has to be done. I know that little bit there needs to be applied. Yeah, I find like I get a lot of time to just sit back and I think about things, and I start a conversation, usually with myself, as you probably gathered. and then I just argue the points for and against it, which I guess you could probably say is the first sign of madness. Or it's the fact that I'm not necessarily talking to anybody else other than myself, really. I suppose it's a safe place to vent my own thoughts and feelings. And then I decided to stream it, which makes it worldwide common knowledge. Which I suppose in itself isn't probably the best thing to do. But as I've said a couple of times, we out here. So it's probably also why. Please don't get the opinion that I think that I'm amazing and I deserve and need and should just get out of some false sense of entitlement that I should get people to like my videos or to watch them or to leave a like and a comment and stuff. I do not think that at all.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, let's have a look here. Mark, Stutters, can you hear me? I have said hello. I'm just curious as to whether or not you could actually hear me. Because if not, I have literally rambled for almost an hour now and no one's heard any of it. Do you know what? I'm actually going to check now because I'm kind of worried. I'm in Singapore Airport, luckily. And, my journey back to warm and dry UK. I know this is probably going to shock you to within an inch of your life, but prepare yourself for this, Stutters. It's actually not warm and dry here. I know you probably don't believe that based off of our history of having the best weather in the world, but yeah, it's actually not right now. So if you could delay your flight until global warming takes over, you're not really going to get a warm and dry UK. So it's a big number 8 there, but I'm bound to put my hand in it a lot, so I'm not going to do that yet. Right, let's do these bits up here and join it up. Did you enjoy your holiday now that it's practically over? Do that bit like. Right, number 2. Damn. Yeah, I know. It's like, who knew, right? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you. But I couldn't have you coming home in high expectations thinking like, you know, that it was going to be warm. It was ace. I'm glad to hear that, buddy. I'm glad to hear you had a good time. Can't wait to hear all about it when you get back. Going into the business class. Oh, check you out. Oh, Mr. Studders is going into business class. I will come back and I will converse with you common folk once I have my champagne. Complimentary champagne. We will be here with bated breath, waiting on your return, Master. You know, I kind of wanted to say to everybody, like, after this whole conversation that I've had with myself, you know, regarding Twitch and YouTube and stuff, I'm hoping that I'm not coming across like I'm begging for followers for me, or you know, or subscriptions or fame and fortune. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm more mentioning it because of other people. Because like I said, I'm disabled. I can't. Could you imagine like the amount of followers I would need and the amount of subscriptions and whatever else I would need to be able to support me and my family, to be able to come off of assisted living, and then actually to be able to be comfortable to be off of assisted living? Because a lot of people don't take it into consideration that, say for argument's sake, that I was to blow up overnight, right, and it was going to turn out to be financially viable for me to turn around and say, okay, I want to do this full time, and then let's say then that I fall ill, as I generally end up doing, and then I can't get back to streaming. Do you know the amount of loopholes and stuff that you have to do to be able to reclaim the benefits that you do, to be able to get back onto living again? The money is insurmountable, honestly, because you know it's not like you can go down to the local job centre and say, oh, okay, I used to be with you, and I tried streaming and it all worked out for a little while, and then it just fizzled out, and now I'd like to go back on it. And they're like, yeah, sure, Mr. Buddy, not a problem. Fill these forms out, we'll get back to you in about 3 to 6 months. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. What do I do about money in the meantime? Well, until we've processed your claim, there's no money. So what do I live on? Well, that's not really our concern. There's nothing really put in place for that. So yeah, bye. And I've got a family, and you know, the house, animals, wife, and I can't just turn around and say, okay, that's it, I'll just give up and I'll do that, because the ramifications of that decision would be ridiculous. So I explained that just so that everybody out there listening to the rant I've just had actually gets where I'm coming from, and sees that I'm not doing it for me, I'm actually doing it for other people. And I know I haven't been asked, but it's also an observation that I've made myself, and I just feel like more people need to actually think about this. You know, it's, and I don't know an amenable solution, or an amicable solution rather, to cure that problem. You know, I think like the government want to get people back to work, right? But in the same breath, they want to get people back to work, but the people that have been ill and that are on disability and whatever else, they haven't been able to get education in that time. They've also lived a life of where they're depressed and down and stuff, and then they expect people to just be able to go, oh, that's it, I'll go back to work now. And it's like, well, I'm not choosing to go back to work because I want to go back to work. I'm choosing it because you're kind of forcing me to do so. Now, granted, there are people out there that claim benefits that should not be on benefits. I'm sorry, but there are, and I don't believe that anybody should be able to get away with it. But what amazes me is, and I will say this much, and you can call me whatever you like, right? But how is it that we can make laws in an infinitely small amount of time to catch benefits fraudsters and people that are claiming benefits and government income and stuff illegally? They can make a law overnight but yet we can't get a law that looks into the ministers, the government's banking accounts, the government's contracts and stuff to see where billions of pounds are going. I just think a law in my eyes is only a law when it applies to everybody, not just the select few. But that's as far as I'm going to go on that one, because I don't want to make it all political, but that's just my opinions anyway. And I apologise for going on about them. Like I said, this is why I need people in here to talk to me, because if you don't, I'll just ramble about random bullshit. One day I'd like to be cognitive enough, right? Awake enough to be able to do a podcast. I think I'd really enjoy doing that. You know, actually have people on to have a to and from conversation. So I love talking. I think I'm fairly level-headed. I have a small grasp of intelligence. Very small, I grant you, but, you know, I have some intelligence. And it would be lovely to actually, you know, get somebody to either agree or disagree and just have a conversation about it. Maybe once I don't feel as tired, maybe that's something I could look into in the future. Or you could just tell me in the comment section, don't bother. I mean, you got to give me props for something. Who in their right mind can spend the amount of time that I spend talking to themselves? I mean, that's got to be a skill on its own. And I think I kind of talk about some interesting subjects. I mean, they're not for everyone, of course, but, you know. There's a number 8 up there that I haven't done. It's really bugging me because, as you know, I don't like leaving things half done. Just that little bit there. Perfect. Right. Okay, what have we got here now? Do this one here first of all. Yeah. Of course, while I'm talking, I'm not also doing. And God forbid I start singing. Jeez. That is something you guys definitely do not want. Because I literally cannot hold a tune in a bag. That there. Okay. Sliver there. Any more 13s? Yeah, there is people. I think Studley's got lost in the business lounge, you know. It's like, oh, I'm finally with my own people. I no longer have to converse with the common folk. Okay. That's quite a big bit of 13 there. We'll have that. There.
Supplies!
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, okay, that one got me. Sherps! How you doing, buddy? Wow. I was not expecting that one, and I actually, for some unknown reason, before you come in, I actually put my right ear cup or earpiece in further in my ear. So yeah, I got the full effect of that one. How you doing, Sherps? Just get this bit here before I just see chat go. Just need to get that bit there done. Doing well. I'm glad you're here. It's the supplies it needs. Yes, how are you? How's the painting going? Okay. Honestly, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm doing all right. The painting's going really well. I as you probably no doubt gathered, I've done the unicorn now. That has been done and finished. And now this is the Harry Potter one for my other granddaughter. And it's actually going a lot quicker than even I expected, to be perfectly honest, which is no bad thing. I think it's all due to the fact that I spent about an hour preparing the paints properly before I started painting. So of course now the paint is at proper consistency to paint quickly. You know, it's not all plumping up on me. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I finished Spider-Man 2 last night, and now I'm going to work on my back catalogue of games, starting with Batman, because I realised a little while ago that Mr. I Love Superheroes, got them tattooed over my body and everything else, has never completed a Batman game. I mean, like, how can I even call myself? The areas to paint are so tiny. Yeah, I mean, on this one, they're not as bad, quite frankly. Like, let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit, because this camera's not exactly the best. But let me Let me zoom in on a particular bit here, which is going to be kind of fun to do. Oh, wrong one. We want hand left slowly. Yeah, and it's that bit there. I know it's not very clear for you because, like I said, I wish I had a better camera. But yeah, they're pretty tiny. But there's not as tiny as some of the other ones. Let me just default that and then come back in again a bit. Zoom in small. About there. Perfect. Yeah. Lindy, how you doing, darling? Lovely to see you in here. Where's number 4? There we go.